And welcome, everyone. Thank you very much for joining me for a very special podcast, video, audio. We'll put it out in both formats anyway, but I'm joined by Mickey, Dave, and Connor. Thank you very much, everyone, for coming on. If you want a little introduction for yourselves to everyone on the channel, but we'll start with Mickey. Nice one for coming on, mate.
Yeah, I'm Mickey Friars, lifelong Liverpool fan. I've seen a few good sides as I am 49. So I've also seen the dark signs as well. But I love Liverpool with all my heart. It's just
I'm made up to get you on, Mickey. Lifelong, you're one of the very first subscribers on my channel, mate. But the amazing support, absolute legends. Made up to get you on, mate. Dave. Dave's got a Liverpool channel. Everyone, if you just joined on the channel anyway, make sure you do head over to Dave's channel, subscribe to him. But Dave, little introduction for you, there.
Hi guys, I'm Jurgen Norbert Klopp. And I love Dave's LFC Chats. It's absolutely brilliant. The whole squad have signed up. But no, it's all good. I just love Liverpool as you do, Jack, as Mickey does, as Connor does. It's all about the Reds for me. It's all about winning number 19 and possibly number 7. And that's what it's all about for me, baby.
Yeah, and Connor, mate, nice one for you. I'd say echo the same words, mate. Connor's got a channel. If you want to introduce that, mate, and make sure everyone subscribes and heads over to there as well.
Yeah, hello everyone. You might not see my face as often as the other guys, but I'm Connor from the Kop Council. Obviously, brand new to the whole YouTube kind of thing. Obviously, I know all you guys and all you are brilliant, and it's like when you get like single superheroes and like we're the Avengers right now. We're just coming together. But yeah, we all love Liverpool, and yeah, it's just thanks for having us on.
Yeah, you're very welcome, mate. So this is why I created the channel, just connecting Reds from all over the globe, and just made up to get you all on, everyone. But firstly, before we get stuck into a variety of topics, everyone, we'll try and make this a regular cadence, but it depends on everyone's availability anyway, everyone. But if you'd like to hop on a podcast or whatnot, anyone, let us know in the comment section below, and we'll try and get you on anyway. But in terms of, before we get started, obviously the Munich disaster happened all those years ago, and really shout out to the Manchester United family. Really, our thoughts go out because it was an absolute horrible day all those years ago, and thoughts and prayers go to everyone affected from all of us, everyone. But it's really, we'll get straight onto a little bit of the transfer window has changed, everyone. In terms of, what are your thoughts on the new transfer deadline, which has been changed, everyone? Starting with Mickey. Your thoughts? Do you think it's the right decision to change the date, mate?
I never understood why we changed it. We disadvantaged ourselves against the rest of Europe. The Premier League sort of took a backward step last season. A few Premier League sides lost players after the window. It was designed to stop players leaving the club during the season, but it didn't stop it, did it? They just went abroad. It was madness in the first place. I've always been an advocate of the window should be the same as everybody in the rest of Europe. I'm so glad they reversed it today. Big shout out to Klopp, because he was one of the biggest callers of this. Liverpool, Man United, I think Man City, a few of us were all saying it put them at a disadvantage in the Champions League because they didn't know which players were moving to the others until it was too late. I think Real Madrid and all the others were doing their business later than normal. So it's one of those things now that going forward, I'm glad they've changed it back because it was the stupidest thing to do, in my opinion.
Yeah. Dave, what do you reckon?
Well, exactly what Mickey said. I mean, it put the top teams especially at a disadvantage. I mean, all the Italians, the French, Spanish teams are probably laughing, saying, well, they're closing their window a few weeks earlier than us. We can pick and choose. And I couldn't understand it. I think it was 2 seasons we've done it now, and obviously it's changed to September the 1st, and it's a good thing. I mean, it was a bit stupid in the first place. It'd be okay if everybody did it at the same time. You know what I mean? If everybody did. But put us at a disadvantage, and it was the right thing to do, to be honest, Jack.
Yeah, Connor, just a quick one. Do you think, in terms of, as the two lads have already said, mate, it was a mad decision, and as Mickey said, Klopp, he's a big advocate really in terms of, yeah, they've changed it like last season. I think, as the lads have already said, it put everyone, not just Liverpool, at a disadvantage, especially in the Premier League campaign, mate, didn't it?
Well, yeah, it's like at the end of the day, like the rest of Europe, like have a whole transfer window to do their business, and we had such a short period of time because when you think about it, Liverpool didn't really get a summer to do their business type things. Obviously, I'm assuming that they do their business, probably now, try and get those targets done and dusted. But with people going to Euros and World Cups and everything like that, it's hard to get those players done and dusted. And I think, to agree with the other lads, I think, now that this has gone back to the way it was, it gives us now a massive advantage in like who we want to sign towards, the summer and beyond.
Yeah, absolutely spot on. But yeah, I'm made up, everyone. It's been changed. Everyone, let me know your thoughts on in the comment section below as well. Everyone, in terms of that story. Did anyone manage? Did you manage to go to the game? Anyone? Obviously, the lads, they done us an amazing to get us through against Shrewsbury. Absolutely made up. But I think all of us are sick of everyone. Let me know your thoughts. I've seen Danny Murphy talk about it on Sky. Matthew Upson as well. There's a video on Sky anyway that's been put up. It was yesterday. In terms of them, we all know what Klopp said and the reasons behind him really making the decisions he did in the FA Cup. But I just find it absolutely mental, really, in terms of what everyone else is. They seem to be just forgetting what Jurgen said in the press conference, and it really just tries to. I think they're just trying to fit their agendas, really, in terms of just Klopp disrespecting the cup, apparently, in their opinions, everyone. But Dave, what do you reckon in terms of that?
Yeah, I think Klopp was right, to be honest with you, Jack. We've talked about the FA Cup for a long time, the League Cup. I know they're traditionally, as me and Mickey being the old men here, 70s and 80s, even early 90s, the FA Cup was the big one, especially when I was a kid kicking a ball around in Dublin. The FA Cup was the big one. Even over here in Ireland, it was huge, the FA Cup. It's lost its luster over the last, 10, 15 years. It really has. Champions League maybe has done it. The money has done it in the game. It just doesn't have the prestige anymore. You have to think about your players. They play a lot of games, Jack. They play a lot of football. There's a lot more interviews and social media nowadays than there was. There weren't no social media up to 10 years ago. There's so much going on. You can't be playing games. I mean, even the semi-final, double semi in the League Cup is ridiculous. Why would you have a double semi in the League Cup? Never mind the FA Cup. And even replays. I know the lower league teams want to replay. It's extra revenue for the lower. It goes back into the game, going down through the leagues. But I can see big changes coming in the FA Cup in the next maybe 2 or 3 seasons. I really can. I can see maybe replays being scrapped, extra time penalties in the in the leg, maybe a lower level team. There's no money in it. I mean, there's no prestige anymore in the FA Cup. It's just, I think Klopp was right. The players are more important, to be honest. We're going for the league for the first time in 30 years. Nothing can get in the way. Nothing can get in the way with that.
Yeah.
And we're still have a chance in the Champions League. So, personally, sorry for the long answer, but Klopp, I think Klopp was right.
Very, very made up, mate. Mickey, as Dave said then, in terms of financial incentive, really, you feel the really, if you look to analyse it, really, I think the FA will do come the end of the season. Financial incentives, really, there needs to be a lot more money pumped into the FA Cup to really warrant, especially obviously the top 6 and probably in and around the Premier League. Would you go down that road, mate, in terms of that?
Yeah, so like as Dave said, when I was younger, it seemed like winning the FA Cup was better than winning the league. It was that special. And I remember you used to get up early. You used to wait for 3 or 4 hours for 9 a.m. And then from 9 a.m. you sat with the whole family glued to the box, watching the team go to breakfast, watching them get on the coach and go to thing. It was a special day. Now the TV coverage is half hour before, talk about teams, the trophy's lifted, there's none of the running, and then it's off. similar to what happened, the BBC did to us with the World Club Championship. As soon as you lift the trophy off, it was off. It's lost its power. I think it didn't help when Man United quit the FA Cup. That was the beginning of the end. It was already on the wane, but that shifted it even further. The League Cup is almost irrelevant now. So on this, I have a little idea. Scrap the League Cup. All sides go into FA Cup round 1 and play them in the League Cup dates. Straight to penalties, no extra time. And I think that would be better. The Premier clubs and then your small non-league clubs have a great chance of drawing the top sides.
Yeah.
And then it will make it special. The prize money has to increase. It's a joke that we went away for 2 games in the World Club Championships and made 4 times the amount of money than what we do winning the FA Cup.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey,
Sorry, Jack. Do you know what's a good thing as well they could do? Sorry for putting in. Maybe give a Champions League spot for winning.
Yeah. Yeah, Connor, what do you reckon?
Well, that would be a good thing, to be fair. I think done the winners of the FA Cup now win a Europa League spot.
Oh, no!
I think so. I think
that's the thing.
Thursday night football.
Man United.
But to be fair, agree with the 2 lads. Like, you know, the FA Cup has lost its spark over the last couple of years, and you know, people saying that Klopp has disrespected, you know, the trophy and the competition. You know, realistically, it's not Klopp. Like, everyone has disrespected the cup, unless you're in like League 1 or League 2. You know, it is a massive thing for those clubs, and why wouldn't you go on a winter break if you're Liverpool? You know, you're 22 points clear. You're in the Champions League. You know, you need rest. You need time. And at the end of the day, it's like what Klopp said. You know, this has been planned now for about 3 months or 4 months that the Reds would be going away. And why would he uproar everything just to, play an FA Cup? And, the kids did well, we're through. So, at the end of the day, if you want to say that we've disrespected it, we haven't, because at the end of the day, the FA have disrespected Shrewsbury in that aspect, not allowing any of the TV will go into the game. So, at the end of the day, they're spoiling the lower teams instead of the big teams like us.
Yeah, absolutely spot on, lads. In terms of sort of needs to really change, and I think Jurgen, he said when he very first come to the Premier League, there was no time in the scheduling, really. I think Jurgen, he's answered the questions, really. As Dave said, the players need rest, and in terms of what is wanted and they demanded from the players now, especially Vanilla, in terms of playing a lot more football. Yet you've got the sports science people behind them and backing in terms of the regime, really. But it's money needs to be put in, as the lads have said. I think everyone, let us all know your thoughts on in terms of what would you do to really change the FA Cup, everyone. And how would you go about, everyone in the comment section below, really team selection? I think we could talk probably closer to the game, everyone, in terms of the Chelsea. That'd be an exciting game, but in terms of team selection, everyone, would you go for a couple of the same young lads anyway? But I'm made up, absolutely made up, everyone. And Curtis Jones, youngest ever competitive captain for Liverpool. He's got a bright future ahead of him, Mickey. Do you see a future, really, him breaking into Liverpool's starting 11 over the next 1 to 2 years, really?
To be honest, there's going to be a few leaving the summer coming towards the end. I'm thinking Lovren, Lallana, and I think Shaqiri's going to go because we can get good money for him. Jones is the perfect replacement for Shaqiri. He'll go straight into squad. I think Jones is very, very close now to actually breaking into that first team. In fact, when we do finally get it over the line, and it's actually mathematically impossible not to win it, I think you'll see Jones a lot more in the Premier League.
Yeah.
I think Nico Williams is so close as well. He's another one that can come in as Lovren's replacement. There's a chance of now, really, we can't rest Trent because we're using Gomez as centre-back. He's the perfect replacement for Trent. And I'm sure once we win the league, we'll see him play a few more Premier games. And my one to bring out, and I think he's going to have a brilliant future for Liverpool and probably be one of the Ballon d'Or challengers, is Harvey Elliott. What a player.
What a player. I absolutely love the lads. When we've all watched him, and I think everyone at home, he looks 5 steps ahead of them. Do you know when you watch like players, like especially at the age category, when he went up against Aston Villa, even he seemed to be like 5 steps ahead of the majority of the Aston Villa players, and they had a lot of senior players. Connor, what do you reckon on Harvey Elliott? He's got a very bright future, hasn't he?
He is, and I know Mickey is a massive fan of Harvey Elliott. And to be fair, like it's there to see. To be fair, because to think about it, he's 16 years of age, and he looks like 23, 24, like the way he is playing. And I do think Harvey Elliott has a big future. And going back to Curtis Jones and that, I think that he said, I think after the Everton game in the FA Cup that he was frustrated that he wasn't getting into the first team, and you want players like that.
Yeah.
You want players that are frustrated that they can't get in the first team because they want to make themselves better to get into the first team. And I think that's the type of players that Liverpool are after. And I think with the whole youth system and like the players like what Mickey said, and Nico Williams, Harvey Elliott, and Curtis Jones, I think all of them are the future of Liverpool. You've got the meme days of like Jay Spearing and everything like that back in like 2010. But Liverpool have changed now. We've got real talent coming through, and it's not like if we're making it's not like if Liverpool fans are bigger in them up or anything like that. It's journalists and everything like this as well are saying these young talent are the future, and the way it's going at the minute, we're looking at 3 world-class players, and like Mickey said, Ballon d'Or, could that be a realistic thing? Probably.
Yeah. Klopp. This is why we love Klopp and everyone in terms of he's trying to what Shankly done, and he left it to Bob when he retired and all that and quit the club. Klopp's building a dynasty really in terms of at all levels. I think Dave, when we've seen him come in from Dortmund anyway, he's not just focusing on the first team. I think he's very much setting the pedestal, putting the plans in place for really whatever happens in the future. But he's really caring about the football club, and really from 1920, he's probably got his starting 11. Give it like 5 years, he's probably set that in place, mate. Dave, but it's amazing what he's done and bringing in the players as Connor and Mickey has just said. Then, what do you reckon, Dave?
I'll tell you another big thing as well. I think FSG, the owners, deserve a lot of credit. Big time.
Yeah.
I mean, no one really talks about them in the background. Michael Edwards, all the boys in the background, even John Ochterberg, me mate, the LFC coach, goalkeeper coach. But all these guys, it's a marriage made. It's a marriage made in heaven. I mean, Klopp coming in with FSG, they're friendly. They call him boss. Do you know that, don't you?
Yeah.
The owner calls Klopp boss. So, I mean, it's just made in heaven. The transfer committee with Michael Edwards, the job he has done, he deserves a knighthood. He deserves Sir Michael. I mean, he's just done an unbelievable job. We and at this thing about Mbappe, and I think it's probably bullshit about Mbappe for the very fact that we make superstars. We don't buy superstars. We make superstars. Okay, you could say Van Dijk, but Van Dijk wasn't a superstar when we bought him. And Alisson was a really top goalkeeper for Roma, but he's a superstar now. So is Van Dijk a superstar? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We don't. So that's the one reason why I can't see us buying Mbappe. And I'm going slightly off the curve here, but I'm just really a big shout out to the FSG, the owners. The trust in Klopp. We trust in Klopp. He's 2024. He's there till. And actually, Pep Linders, he looked like a ready-made fit replacement for Klopp. Everybody thought it was Steven Gerrard. I actually think someone like Linders with maybe Milli Vanilli behind him, Milner, someone like that. Coming in behind him, maybe, and hopefully not for a long time, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We'll come in behind him. So as you say, he is building a dynasty. He's setting us up beautifully. New Kirby, the training ground this season starting. Melwood's gone. It'll be in Kirby. New training ground. The stadium looks great. I know they're hoping to expand it, but it looks great even now. And the squad, the youth team the youth team could win the FA Cup, for God's sake. So we're in dreamland. We're in that, but FSG, as I said earlier, deserve a big round of applause, to be honest.
Yeah, absolutely spot on there. Go on, FSG. I think obviously Dave's absolutely spot on there. I think at the beginning of the FSG's tenure, I think they were laying in themselves, taking over an English Premier League football club. it took a couple of managers really to get it right, and I think when you didn't stumble upon Klopp, I think Klopp was available, but it was up to FSG to really sell the football club and really get him to buy into the football club and the history, really. But Dave's mentioned the news on the stadium. Everyone, I'll just read out what LFC have just tweeted. I think it was an hour ago. Everyone in terms of the locals invited to second stage consultancy on Anfield Road expansion proposals. Liverpool has distributed invitations to local residents, representatives and businesses to attend the second stage of public consultation and a proposed extension of the Anfield Road. It will take place on the 12th until the 12th of February until the 28th. And the public will be able to see the club's updated plans for both the stadium's public events and whatnot. After this, everyone, if you're very interested, make sure you do go involved anyway if you are in and around the local area. It'll be in the Kop bar, the Kop stand anyway, Anfield, entrance via the Walton Breck Road anyway. It'll be on Wednesday the 12th of February from 12 p.m. to 8 p.m. and Thursday, February the 13th from 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. and pop-up information stand finally on Anfield Road Monday, the February 24th, February the 24th, 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. at Liverpool versus West Ham United game. Everyone, it's amazing. It's absolutely amazing, Mickey. In terms of, as Dave's alluded to, FSG, but what they're doing to the stadium. What are your thoughts on the new expansion and really what they've done in terms of the Anfield stadium, mate? What are your thoughts on that?
I love the new main stand.
Yeah.
It's fantastic. In the League Cup, I actually got tickets right near the top, and let me tell you, if you're afraid of heights, don't go up there. It's high, but you've got a great view. There's nothing impeding you. It's fantastically built. The atmosphere is increased if that was possible.
Yeah.
I like the new plans for Anfield Road. It isn't going to be that expensive compared to the main stand.
Yeah.
They've realised with the main stand, because that's what they want to do first, see how much money they've made. An absolute fortune on hospitality. Absolute fortune. Our match day revenues, we were miles behind Arsenal, Man U, Man City. Now they're on par with them. Going forward, though, the Anfield Road needs to stay clear of hospitality. It needs to be for real fans. Yeah. The ones in that membership queue that get disappointed every week and then get ripped off by touts. Those are the people we need to get into the stadium. The ones that have never been before. Let's get some new people. We need a section just for kids as well, because you go to Anfield, there's not many young people there anymore. It's all old buggers like me. So it's got to change. It's got to go forward. That stand, and they can get, for me, they can sell the rights to that stand, the naming rights. It'll more than pay for it, and make it cheaper tickets, and for those fans that rather than say, oh, you've got to go to 10 matches, let's go. These people will never get to go unless we give them a chance. That's for that. I'd like to see us expand the Kindergley stand as well, the same as the main stand. Yeah, and just leave the Kop as it is, because that's iconic. Let's get to 75,000. Let's build a new train station. Let FSG build a new train station. It's cheaper than buying Messi, put it that way. Yeah, but it's got to go forward. The infrastructure needs to improve. Liverpool need to help with that. The council need to get involved, and the train stations to me is important.
Yeah,
there's a line that's used for freight. They could easily put a station there. It isn't going to cost that much money to build a station and have. If you just have it on match days, you know what I mean. And Liverpool own the train; they make more money that way as well. It's going forward. Liverpool needs to be 75,000 in the end altogether. But let's do it stage by stage. I understand what they've got to do. They've got to do it within a budget. They don't want to break the club. Like if you remember when Arsenal moved to the stadium, they didn't buy anybody for 5 years because they couldn't. They had to sell every year to just keep afloat.
Spurs were the same.
Oh yeah, it's going to happen. So, well, Spurs are going to feel the effects of that now.
Yeah.
I feel.
Yeah.
I'm glad they stayed at Anfield because moving it, even though it's to Stanley Park, it wouldn't have been the same. Everton will find this out when they move to the docks. Well, if it happens, in 2046, is it?
I heard Everton.
I'll be in my 90s by that time.
I heard Everton were moving to Liverpool's training ground.
Yeah, that would surprise me. But
Yeah.
you're spot on, lads. Anyway, I think, Connor, do you reckon, in terms of, obviously, we've seen it in Germany, obviously, Jurgen Klopp, in terms of, if anyone's ever been, I need to go because a couple of my mates have been to German football. They really got the model of football really right. Obviously, the way in which they're owned is probably a big thing around Europe. Mate, but would you, as Mickey mentioned there, mate, I think it's a cracking idea, really, in terms of the stadium really being a section. I'm not too sure if there's really quite a section for really young fans or really people that want to really go to the game and really get behind the lads, really, because I know everyone that goes to the game, not some people like to sing, some people don't. I come out of the stadium with I'm barely able to speak because I sound like I'm about 70, but everyone's different really when they go to the game, mate. But do you reckon would you be up for that idea? That should be in the proposals for a new stand.
I think we need to bring more the young people in because obviously that's the future of the football club. Obviously we got fans now and then older fans and everything like that. So I do think they do need to bring new fresh faces in because obviously that is the whole thing of the club. And to go back on the Germany thing, you look at Borussia Dortmund Stadium. I can't quite think of what the name is, and whenever you hear of like someone go into that stadium, they're like, it's like a cave like collapsing on you because the noise is just unreal. And
Yellow wall.
Yeah, and I think that Anfield is that in a way, but to make it a lot better, obviously 75,000, like what Mickey was talking about, would be the realistic idea then. But FSG, they won't cripple the club in like finance wise. They'll know when to do it and they'll know when his time is best. And they and it's like with the train station situation, like Liverpool will know like what's best for the club. They won't go out of their way and like that, but it probably would be best for the club if they were to do it because obviously the amount of money that they're earning right now is up par with Manchester United and other
clubs.
Amazing, isn't it? Yeah, and I think if they were to, make that even better, it's like thinking about the Nike kit deal. Liverpool wanted to be the best in that market, and they have now gone and done it. And I think with this as well, I think that they will want to make it the best for everything. 'Cause, I think Liverpool's modern motto is we want to be the best at everything. We want to be financially the best. We want to be the best team on the pitch, and we also we want to get the best players in. And it's like what Klopp has said. We don't superstars don't come here. We make superstars, but what happens now? Can we maybe bring in superstars and make them as well? Maybe that's a thing for the future.
Yeah,
the fans and players.
It's absolutely amazing, lads, isn't it? How far we've come over the last 3 years. I don't think any Liverpool fan really. We would have bit your hands off to be put in this situation. But that's obviously the work behind the scenes as well as Jurgen Klopp. But everyone at the football club, you've done absolutely everyone. Every aspect of the club. We've mentioned the stadium, player recruitments, the new academy that's getting built anyway. Every aspect of Liverpool, as well as us being European champions, it's every aspect. I think we could talk to the cows come home anyway in terms of the what is it the throwing coach as well. Like Klopp's looked at the football club and analysed it and went, right, why have Liverpool been so far off in terms of world football over the last couple of years prior to him? He would have had a clear vision really, but throwing coach, fitness, he's brought in all the people from Bayern Munich in terms of nutrition as well. He's got every aspect of the football club to really the best level, Dave. Start with you.
Yeah.
It's absolutely amazing, isn't it?
Do you know what it is? We've so many coaches at Liverpool. We have a coach for the coach.
Yeah.
The coach that they drive in is an actual coach. And if you're asking them people pointing their hands off, look, I've already done it. But no, listen, it's professional. It's the utmost professionalism. I mean, Klopp has that beautiful smile with the teeth. He's copying Bobby with the smile, but he's a professional behind it all. I mean,
all go to the same dentist, don't you?
Yeah, well, I do as well. But no, but seriously, it's just as you say, throw-in coach. I mean, throw-in coach, and he's a Danish guy, Thomas something. I don't know what his name, Thomas Gengermark or something like that. But I mean, everyone, even the nutrition in football now has changed. I've seen. I don't know whether you've seen they did a video inside the training ground in Melbourne.
Oh, I love all those videos. I think we all do.
Food that they lay out in the morning for breakfast and everything. Would you stop it?
Yeah, it's
big 5-star, 6-star hotel stuff. I mean, it's everything. I mean, they get plugged in. They're like cars now. They get plugged in before a game and after a game to get their whatever they did, how much running they did. The game has changed last 10 years. It's as simple as that. We're not going back to the 80s and 90s. We just have to go with the times. The money has changed. The players have changed. Social media has a lot to do with that as well, I suppose. But we're in dreamland. I mean, we're Club World Cup champions, European champions, 22 points in the league. That's just Area 51 stuff. Like it's literally alien, galactic, intergalactic stuff. So we'll be playing in the Mars Cup final next year. We're so good. You know what I mean?
As Gerard said, all of us fans would find a way up to the stars anyway. Liverpool playing on the moon. I think
I'm running
we'd
out
all
of
follow.
superlatives. Go.
Yeah, it's mad when we all do our match reactions, and it's like, what can you say even more than you've just said the week prior? Yeah. It's like it's amazing. Mickey, I think in terms of what a season this been anyway, but we've got loads of topics we can talk about over the coming weeks anyway, mate. But just before we do shoot off, in terms of Mickey, what's most impressed you from you in terms of what we've done this season? Any aspect really that's really stood out?
Well, you need to look back when Klopp took over. The team was mentally weak. Had skill. In some games, we play somebody 5-4, but it was always, we leaky at the back.
Yeah.
He's addressed the leakiness at the back. He's addressed the goalkeeping situation, which we knew since Reina left, it was just needed doing. It should have been done before, but I don't know whether they had the clout or the finances to do it until then. Now, the difference between this season and last season, and I've looked and I've analysed last season. Last season, we still tried to go out and beat teams 5-0, and when we come unstuck. This season, we're adapting. So if you come and kick us, we're going to come and kick. We're going to kick you. And that's what we do. Yeah. If you're going to play 5 at the back, we're going to kick long balls over you. They don't expect it. They haven't expected it. And we've done it. We've kicked long balls over. We've changed our stuff. So we start off in the game. We're starting playing our normal football. We can't get through. All of a sudden, you see the team move in the field, change. And then the long balls start coming in. And then we score. And then we go back. We're 1-0 up. The other team have to attack us. The 5-man at the back is no good anymore. And we go back to outplaying them on the pitch. We adapt to every single thing that's put against us. And that is the most impressive thing this year.
Yeah.
We can do everything now, where before we could only do this, and this. He's evolved the team now. It's that good. I don't believe 22 points can be gained back in one season by any of our competitors. I think we could be on for a 2-time Premier League. We're that far ahead. And I think we're that far ahead of everybody in Europe. We could win that the next 2 times as well.
Yeah, absolutely spot on there, Mickey. In terms of, as Connor, it's important that we, like, as a club now, really, we've seen United all those years gone by dominate really in English football. I think we already know how great this Liverpool team is and has been over the last 2 years. But is it important now that Liverpool really do cement the place in really this era and make it last?
Well, I think that going back to what Mickey said, 22 points is like, you look at Manchester City when they did 19 points, they went on to win the league again and, beat us to the post. And, I think this side and what Jurgen Klopp has done mainly as well, they've learned from Kiev when we lost the Champions League final. I think, I know like players like Sergio Ramos and, everyone like that, the dirty players of football, I think the likes of Virgil van Dijk learned from that, because it's like, we had, like what Mickey said, we adapt in games, and that's what, we've done a lot of this, done a lot this season, but it's like, last season, 97 points, a Champions League. This season, we're 22 points clear, potentially another European final. It's going to be, it's going to be hard to stop this Liverpool side. And, the only thing realistically that could, stop us are Liverpool ourselves. No one, I don't think anyone can stop us in that aspect. And I think, we're, obviously we have the likes of maybe Lallana's leaving and Shaqiri's leaving, but I have absolutely no doubt that, Liverpool will, not find those replacements. We've looked over the last couple of years and, we didn't have that Shaqiri type player that could come on off the bench and, make an impact. And I think, Klopp knows what's best for the squad. Of course he does. He knows a lot more than what we know in football. But I don't think anyone's going to be able to catch us up in the next few years. I think that's my honest opinion. And I think, on the European scale things as well, I think, Liverpool, for me, are going to do the double this year. I think, European and the Premier League, fingers crossed. But, it's, what a time it's to be a Liverpool fan at the minute. It's going to be so dominant, Klopp with Dortmund, 2 Bundesliga titles in a row. And, I think that's pretty much what's going to happen with Liverpool. Hopefully 2 Premier League trophies and a few European trophies. And then, then we can all look back and go, what a time it was to be a Liverpool fan and what it is to be a Liverpool fan.
Yeah, spot on that. I'd say, I think we've all said in the comment section below and on everyone's video, let's get greedy, let's win everything. Why not? They're playing boss, but
on that Jack, if the kids win the FA Cup, I'm calling it now, Charity Shield under 23s versus first team.
Yeah, that would be amazing. That.